can, just raise your hand. We'll take questions for Jesse.
Yeah.
What happened the first half? You're not able to convert. I know you hit 2 posts.
Yeah.
What happened there the first half that came into halftime and Philadelphia found a way to beat you guys?
Yeah. We were pushing the game in the first half and a little bit unlucky not to get a goal. We knew that Philly was going to sit back and try and counter. We knew that there was probably more space on the wings than anywhere, but we didn't want to give up trying to find little plays through the middle. We also knew that they were solely trying to sit back and clog things up, win a ball, and then counter. And in the end, we weren't good enough at what we do, and we weren't able to be sharp enough around the goal and everything else. Obviously, if we get the lead, I think it's a very different game. And then they were able to survive certain moments and then make a play and then 2 on their end, and that fed into what they were trying to do. So you have to give credit to Philadelphia on the day, and now when you have 2 different kinds of styles going against each other, their style worked today, and they were able to be sharper in certain moments than we were. So you got to give credit to them.
Go to the left there.
Jesse?
Yeah.
The second game in a row now, you guys have been shut out. Is there something you guys need to change up tactically going forward? Because it seems like the attack is kind of stalling out a little bit.
No, I don't think so. I still feel strongly that, we're commanding the games in ways that we want to command them, and that if we're just a little bit sharper with certain movements and ideas and then certain plays around the goal, that they will come. So I'm not overly concerned about having 2 games in a row where we haven't scored. But I was, if that game winds up 0-0, and we're not able to make a play on the day, but we keep control of it and don't give anything away, then you'd be disappointed. But you'd say, all right, on the day it didn't go your way. But then when we give up 2 goals the way we give up, we look not as clean and clear and professional as we need to. So that's how I think that played out.
We'll go to the right.
Jesse, first half you guys could have been up a few goals, hit the post a few times, but it seemed like first 15, 20, second half, you guys looked a bit flat. Did you see that? What did you think happened in the beginning of the second half? They just seem to have an edge on you guys as far as energy-wise. And in your attack, you mentioned 2 goals or 2 shutouts in a row, 5 goals in 6 games. I know you sounds like you're confident in this group, but do you think the team needs to add a piece or 2 attack-wise, or you're good with what you have?
Right now I'm focused on what's here. I think we were a little bit unlucky. In Dallas, it was a very cautious game on both sides, and so there wasn't a goal. Tonight, I think we just couldn't quite get the break or the play or weren't quite sharp enough. So on a different day, maybe it's 2-3-0 at half. But Philly hangs on. They get a couple breaks. And then they came out in the second half and continued to do what they wanted to do. And we figured that, and we knew we needed to have a good start. But then C.J. Sapong comes on and adds a bit more athleticism to him, a bit more fight, and caused us trouble. So that was a good sub. And in the end, maybe you weren't here, but I said it was 2 different styles. And on the day, they were sharper and maybe made a few more plays than we were. And so on the day, their approach pays off.
Jesse, in games like this, you got to look to your bench. Could you comment on the support you got coming off the bench today?
Yeah, we had to go to Connor late early because Kamar picked up a little bit of a hamstring strain. So, he probably could have kept going, but we wanted to be careful there. Connor came in and I thought did a fine job. Dane, we made a tactical shift when we brought Dane on, and we played more like a 4-1-4-1, and we're hoping to get more, speed on the wings and hopefully get an edge there. It didn't really work out that way, and then at the end we put a bong on to get one more body in the box because we felt like we were getting some crosses, and he's fairly athletic, and we're hoping that maybe he could help make a play. So, even at the end he had a little bit of a ball that Bradley played across, and so just in terms of the attacking side, you feel like it just wasn't sharp enough and not our night.
Jesse, to your right, Brian.
You addressed Sapong before, but you guys obviously you've had a lot of changes, I guess I should say, on the back line, some of them by necessity.
Yes.
How much of the opportunities that they got over the last, 30, 33 minutes, was Sapong just beating you athletically? And how much of it was just perhaps some miscommunications here and there from having a lot of changes back here?
Yeah. it's not like I'm displeased with the efforts of the guys that came in the back, and they, I thought Carl overall had a good game. The second goal, he loses a foot race and again gets beat on that play. I thought Roy did a fairly good job, playing in the center of the back. He could have been sharper on some plays, and we know he's going to get tested physically in that spot. But overall, I think that they went on the field and still tried to play in the way we want to play. Even the first goal, they put a ball in the box and the guy's just there to kind of get a foot on it, and it helps them get a goal. So, we've been forced to call on a lot of different guys in the back. That's normal. I'm not going to take anything away from them. And I thought when they all went on the field, they understood their roles and played pretty well.
Jesse, obviously adversity has been in short supply here this year. I'm just curious what you think you can learn from a team after a loss generally, and what specifically you're looking to learn from this group in the days that follow this loss.
Well, there's games, there's going to be we want to press, we want to play fast, we want to counter press, we want to play in their end, we want to be aggressive. Then there's also going to be days where we have the ball a lot, like tonight. And in those moments, as we're now pushing a team back and now making them defend deep, we've got to, have good ideas about what kind of connections and plays and movements we need so that we can be aggressive to still find chances. If we get a goal or two in the first half, then you'd wind up saying, it was not bad. But we don't. And then on the flip side, you can't give away bad balls, because that's if teams are sitting back and now we're spreading ourselves out to try and find chances, and we lose bad balls, then we're going to now put ourselves on our heels a little bit and potentially give up a counterattack goal. So that happened, and we need to learn from it. We're going to experience different kinds of games at different moments. We haven't quite been sharp enough and good enough when teams sit back to now create enough chances and now be effective enough around the goal. So we got to continue to get better at that.
Go back right with Franco.
Just kind of piggybacking off of that, where do you feel the team is overall in terms of the attack and how it's been coming along in the new system?
Yeah, I think again, if we're able to make a couple plays tonight, then we'd be pretty happy and get maybe a lead at half. But because we weren't, we have to continue to, regardless in this process, we need to continue to figure out when we play in games like this how to be more effective and how to be a little bit more dangerous and how to create a few more clear chances. Some of that's going to come with crosses. Some of that's going to play with quick combination play along the line. Some of it's going to come from set pieces. So we need to continue to iron out some of those details and get better. Overall, I'm still, it was pretty clear that we had command of that game. It's just a night where now they made us pay for a couple mistakes and we couldn't make them pay.
We'll take two more questions back left, and then Eric on the left.
Hi, Jesse. Can you comment a little bit on Felipe and Sasha Kljestan working together to try to break down the defense? Seemed like, especially in the first half there, it got swamped out a little bit, forced the Red Bulls to go over the top a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it's a little bit of a balance, because I think that when you play a team that's sitting back like that, you don't just want to play in front of them. You've got to find ways to have penetrating runs and still try to put their defenders on their heels and running backwards. Then you've got to find also that when a team is compressed like that, you're going to have some of the space is going to be in the wide position. So you've got to be able to have good movement there and then get balls wide and have good balls in the box and numbers in the box and attack balls and try to get goals that way. But along with that, you still have to now commit yourself to knowing that, okay, even though it's tight, we believe in the guys that we have in the center of the field, that they're good in tight spaces, and if they can be sharp, they can help put little combination plays together that can lead to chances. So, and then the next part is, again, set pieces. So we talked about that at halftime, and we talked about being sharp in all four areas, and now trying to keep pushing the game without giving anything to them on the counter. That was what we thought the recipe was for success. It didn't come off that way. They tried to sit back, pick off balls in our midfield, and go, and they were, specifically in the first goal, they were able to do that.
Jesse, can you just talk me through your thought process when you subbed off Dax there?
Yeah.
I think it was for Dane.
Yeah.
Maybe, for instance, why wasn't it for Felipe or Lloyd?
Yeah, it was just a
right?
tactical change that sometimes we've done that, and now asked Felipe to sit a little bit deeper and put somebody else on. We've also done it the first game of the year where we actually took Felipe off and kept Dax on. So it's just you're looking at the game and trying to think about tactically what change makes sense and how to put guys on the field to help the game. So that was the decision we made tonight.
Thanks, Jesse.
Okay.